Hey guys, welcome back. So Grim just dropped a massive cannon fodder that is full of new lore for Infinite. I'm talking armor lore, character lore, map lore, vehicles, weapons, and more. So in this video, we're going to go through it all in the maximum detail possible. So let's waste no time and begin. So starting off, he gives us some information about the lore for multiplayer itself, and so in Infinite Multiplayer, you play as a Spartan who is a member of a new wave of Spartan 4s, so that confirms that these Spartans are Spartan 4s despite them wearing Gen 3. I know for a while some people were thinking they might be Spartan 5s, but nope, they are Spartan 4s, and you're training on a hidden facility on a frontier world. Now, the training that you do starts at the Avery J. Johnson Academy of Military Science, which is just so damn cool. The idea that new Spartans are put through a facility named after Johnson, it's just like the perfect commemoration. I love that so much. Now, the wave of Spartan 4s that your Spartan is a member of is replenishing the ranks of humanity's heroes, which kind of suggests that during the created era and also in the war with the Banished that humanity lost, there were a significant number of Spartan 4 casualties, which is pretty grim. It definitely puts a grim spin on that era of the galaxy. So, at the Avery J. Johnson Academy of Military Science, that's never going to get old, Spartan Academy Commander Lorette Agrina, now I believe that's how you pronounce it, is going to be your trainer, basically. She's your Spartan trainer. She's there training you while Chief and other heroes, so I'm assuming that's like Blue Team, Osiris, Palmer, yada yada, are occupied on Zeta Halo and also elsewhere in the galaxy. Now, Spartan Lorette Agrina is said to have faced many challenges of her own, and is now the one training others to make a difference in the galaxy. Now, it's going to be interesting to get some more lore on her. I'm hoping that we do, because you can see in this bit of the cutscene for the Academy right here that she isn't just in cutscenes, she's like an actual Spartan character, so hopefully we can get some more lore about her in the Academy. And actually, speaking of that, the Academy is a place where you apparently hone your skills and learn how to maximize the new tools at your disposal in Halo Infinite, so basically it's meant to onboard new players, that's what it is. But Grim did say that there's also quite a lot of little elements to be dissected by lore fans, and I'm assuming some of that is going to be relating to Spartan Agrina and her history, and also what else is going on in this mysterious hidden frontier world. Right, so let's move on to the first big lore dump for Infinite in this article, and that is the lore behind a bunch of the new and also returning Gen 3ified armors, starting off with Aviator, which was previously a Gen 2 set. So, Aviator is developed by Hannibal Weapon Systems, and the description is as follows. The Aviator helmet is tailored for use by cybernetically augmented aerospace pilots. Among its many special features is a high-bandwidth machine interlink configured to operate seamlessly with next-gen neural interlacers. The Zvezda armor is developed by the RKD group, who, interestingly, were the artisans behind Project Hayabusa. Now, the Zvezda faceplate incorporates a programmable phased array antenna grid, though leveraging its full capabilities has proven to be a challenge for software developers. The Soldier armor makes its grand return and is still developed by Materials Group. The latest iteration of the Soldier helmet features a new revision of Material Group's Combat Catalyst firmware. The Fireteam synchronization features remain unfinished, but Dr. Halsey's interest may accelerate development. Quite interesting that Halsey has taken a specific interest in Soldier. I gotta say, Gen 3 Soldier is looking to be one of my favorites so far. I thought Gen 2 was so ugly, but Gen 3 looks so good. It kind of reminds me of those like modern combat faceplates and kind of helmet things that some operators wear nowadays that look really kind of retro future. It reminds me of those quite a lot. I love this look so much. And here we have a Mark 7 Spartan, but the lore isn't actually for the Spartan himself, rather it's breaking down the individual attachments and pieces of armor that he's wearing. So his Mark 7 helmet has the UA armor attachment, which appears to be armoring the visor. He has the AAP ordnance pack, which I think is that thing on his left thigh. He's wearing the UA Viator shoulder pad, which stands for up armored. As you can see, it's quite a big shoulder pad, and he has a transhumeral prosthetic on his right arm. Very cool. I'm so happy that not only prosthetics are making a return and are being expanded upon, but also helmet attachments as well. I loved helmet attachments in Reach. They were such a small detail, but they really added to the flair of so many of the helmets and just increased variety in the customization, so I'm excited to see what else they offer. And actually, whilst we're still on the topic of Mark 7, yesterday 343 released a massive cosplay guide for the Mark 7 armor that is essentially a 106-page PDF file full of reference shots and color details for the Mark 7 armor so you can recreate it in real life. And also, along with all those details, there's some lore in there as well. Not anything like crazy important, just a few like little tiny bits. But I've literally spent the entirety of today trying to get this PDF to open, and it just doesn't want to do it. It just crashes every single time I try and open it, like regardless of what I try and open it with, how I try and open it. I've tried converting it into like PNGs and JPEGs, and it just won't open. However, there is one lore detail that people are sharing around quite a lot, and it's pretty spicy. So people have found that the Mark 7 thigh armor is compatible with a holster for both the sidekick and also the M6D Magnum. So take from that what you will. When 343 do eventually get around to adding the Magnum, because I mean, I'll be blown away if they didn't add it eventually. I think the best Magnum iteration to add would be the M6D, the Combat Evolved Magnum. I mean, it's easily the most iconic Magnum. It's easily the coolest. I mean, go on. I mean, this lore is just... Come on, 343. You gotta do it. You can't not do it now. Okay, so moving on, we have some lore for two of the new weapons, or Boomsticks, which is the algorithm-friendly word, apparently, that have been added in Infinite. Arguably two of the most standout weapons as well, starting off with the Skewer. Its dual Hane design originating from before their alliance with the Covenant, the Skewer is an anti-tank spike cannon used by banished packs for anti-personnel tasks. The massive sharpened projectile is devastating, more than a match for titanium alloy armor at range, but reloading is a difficult task. Yeah, with a spike that big, to be honest, I'm not surprised. And then the VK-78 Commando. Manufactured by Vakara Gesm, I think that's how you pronounce it, VK-78 Commandos were selected by the CMA Frontier Forces to replace their antiquated stocks of HMG-38s in 2495. Now, interestingly, the VK in VK-78 Commando comes from the Vakara, the name of their manufacturer, so I assume the 78 means that it was designed in 2478? That would make sense. Either way though, it's an interestingly old rifle. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen it before, at least in canon. Also very interesting that it was built to replace an even older rifle that hasn't been mentioned in a while, actually. A rifle that was used by insurrectionists, and it's quite a cool looking one at that, so very cool. I like it when weapons kind of date back to that era. It makes them feel more grounded. I don't know why, it just kind of does to me. And then, on a similar note, we have vehicles, starting off with the Banshee, the Banished Banshee, that is, manufactured by Kalem Workshop, and its classification is an attack flyer. The Banshees that dominate the local Banished occupation fleet have been thoroughly optimized to increase armor and combat durability, but also to maintain the base chassis' core performance aptitude. The Banished Chopper is manufactured by Bolrocky Workshop and is classified as an attack bike. The shared knowledge of 6 disparate clans contributed to the refined and imposing chopper design that now permeates the Banished ranks. Its raw firepower and visceral locomotion provide their forces with the perfect tool for both breaching and also demoralizing any enemy presence. I love the little bit of psychological warfare thrown in there. I mean, you see this thing barreling towards you with blades spinning that were originally meant to be in combine harvesters, and I think anybody would panic. The Banished Ghost is manufactured by Ryukta Workshop and is classified as a scout bike. The Ghost has proven to be as versatile a mainstay in the Banished garages as it was within the Covenant. This particular iteration focuses on forward armor, while also providing enhanced firepower. Then over to the UNSC vehicles, the Wasp, also known as the AV-49 Attack VTOL. Now, interestingly, that is the exact same model as the Halo 5 base Wasp, so I would assume that it is also, like the Halo 5 one, manufactured by Misria Armory. I mean, at this point, like 99% of the UNSC's armory is, so I don't think it's that crazy of a guess. Fast to produce and easy to maintain and optimize, the AV-49 has seen increased widespread use in environments and scenarios where versatility and low-profile operations are at a premium. And lastly, a new vehicle, the Razorback, also known as the M15 Light Tactical Vehicle. Originally a specialised offshoot of the traditional Warthog, the latest Razorback model is the result of a robust design study that incorporated learnings from rigorous testing programs on several virtually uncharted worlds. Even without onboard weapon systems installed, the up-armoured design and increased payload capacity makes the Razorback an equally viable option on the battlefield alongside its more ubiquitous porcine cousin. Now, what's cool about the Razorback was that this vehicle is actually really old. In fact, it's existed since before Halo 2. It was first mentioned in IWHBYD, which, if you don't know, was the kind of viral alternate reality game marketing campaign for Halo 2 that Bungie did, and was mentioned in Universe in 2552. And what's also interesting is that the Razorback actually isn't the first IWHBYD reference in Halo Infinite. We also had SPDR in Chief's Gen 3 BIOS, so very interesting that 343 are dipping into such old and such obscure sources for the lore, but honestly, I love it. Okay, now for a tiny bit of lore about our personal AIs, and also the kind of idea of the personal AI's backstory. So, in the years following the created uprising, the UNSC have been reticent when it comes to AI interaction, for obvious reasons. However, at this point, they're far too integral to 26th century life to totally drop. I mean, AIs basically control everything with humanity, so they couldn't just stop using them. And this is especially the case when it comes to military operations. Regardless though, the UNSC maintains limited integration of more rudimentary AIs that are tailored to a variety of specializations. Enter our Spartan's personal AIs, an example of which is Lumu. Lumu constructs share a common citation calculus core with AI used in the fields of finance, providing a distinctive cost-benefit approach to decision-making assistance. That being said, they aren't quite as fun at parties. That's such a cool little bit of lore. Hopefully Lumu can stop my 100x longs getting liquidated. If anybody understands that, then let me know down in the comments. And last but definitely not least, we have little bits of lore from the maps, and also the names for the maps they showed off as well. So this map is called Behemoth. It has survived for 100 millennia, but this ring still holds fast to secrets yet unknown. Ooh, Installation 07, baby! Fragmentation. Now, more than ever, Installation 07's serene surface belies a deeper strain and conflict. I'm not gonna lie, the grim colour palette and aesthetic of this map is exactly what I envisioned for Installation 07. It fits the ring's history so well. This map is called Recharge. Resource infrastructure facilities, such as those run by Axis Hydroelectric Division, help maintain stable energy grids for colony worlds throughout the UEG. This map is called Livefire. Instructors at the Avery J. Johnson Academy of Military Science, I can't say that without smiling, ensure their Spartans are prepared for any challenge that a hostile galaxy throws at them. And then the final map they showed off is called Bazaar. The East African Protectorate's plan to rebuild the glassed urban core of Mombasa was ambitious and expensive, but Project Rebirth investment by the UEG and UNSC activity at the nearby Voy Excision has revitalised some sections of the metropolis. So it's confirmed, this map is set in Old Mombasa, but by the sounds of it, if I am reading that right, it's not just any Old Mombasa. In fact, it's a rebuilt part of Old Mombasa to replace the areas that were glassed during the war. Now, what's interesting is it still has that, like, centuries-old wear and tear that Old Mombasa had, even though it sounds like it's like a newly built area, so either that's kind of like a foresight, or the architects in the UEG and the UNSC who worked on the project just had a real keen eye for detail. Honestly, it's probably the latter. And with that said, that's all of the new lore that Grim released today in his Cannon Fodder. Thank you very much, sir. That was a very good article, and man, I gotta say, it almost feels strange to be making, like, kind of pseudo map lore videos and armor lore videos about Infinite. Like, I've spent so long doing them for the older games over the past few years, doing them for a game that's actually new. It kind of feels surreal, honestly. Like, I'm so used to the dry period at this point. Making content about something new just feels weird in a good way. Don't get me wrong, weird in the best way possible. I'm so happy that I'm talking about new stuff for once. Oh, it feels so good. But anyways, I'm going to round the video out there because it's quite late and I want to go get this video edited. So thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you all in the next one.